DC. Thanks for tuning in again. Today's video is going to be on 80s albums as a thread response to Brett at Vinyl Victim. 80s, what a decade. I mean, cheesy, wasn't it? Very cheesy. Lots of Gouda, Old English, Brie, all sorts of cheesiness. But no, that's not the cheese I mean. It's the flamboyant, colourful, mismatching clothes, and also the white attire from Miami Vice, Milli Vanilli, classic movies like Ghostbusters and E.T., Gremlins, First Blood, and Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid. Arcade games, as Brett was talking about them all, like, you know, Donkey Kong and Pac-Man, Galaga. What else about that era? It's just classic stuff that you never forget, but pretty cheesy when you look back now. But produced some absolute classics. And I'm going to show some albums from that decade. So I think he wanted 10 albums. So these are just, you know, stuff that I pulled out that mean a lot to me from the 80s. Bring back some memories. Got Game Boys like Donkey Kong and Commodore 64s, Nintendo, Atari, all that stuff, classic. Ping pong. Yeah, alright, so some albums and a couple honourable mentions first and a dishonourable one. In the 80s, this song, massive. Do They Know It's Christmas? This is an honourable mention. Feed the World, obviously a collection of massive superstars from the time, all those faces there. This is a great album. I love looking at this and just matching their names, classic names on there. Sure you all know it. Raising money for Ethiopia, humanitarian famines. Remember the 40-hour famine? You guys did that as well. But yeah, written by Bob Geldof and Midge Ure, I believe that's how you say it. Massive in the 80s song. Do They Know It's Christmas? Feed the World. A couple of months followed up later on with another humanitarian support by the pop music industry. We Are the World. What a classic song from that era. Even had Dan Aykroyd on there as well. But yeah, written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie. And I think Stevie Wonder had some stuff involved too, though. Don't think he has much time to write for this song, but We Are the World, classic, synonymous with the 80s. Another band, just another honourable mention, Village People. You know, who hasn't danced to YMCA or You Can't Stop the Music, or been to a party where you have dressed up as one of these guys, or someone you know has dressed up one of them, fancy dress. Another honourable mention, and this is a dishonourable mention. New Kids on the Block. Oh my god. Metal Mickey might give me another hard time about this one. Why have I got this album? Just for cheesiness and comedy factor. I haven't listened to this album. I've actually listened to the first song, Got the Right Stuff. Probably listened to about half a minute of that, and I didn't want to listen to it anymore because I didn't want to get too catchy on me. Whoa, something like that. Enough said of that, the better. Okay, 10 80s albums. Back in Black, absolute smash. One of the best albums ever, in my opinion. The way that Hell's Bell starts is just brilliant. All these songs, you know these albums. Back in Black, love it. So I'll try and list some albums that people haven't shown, but I think every single video will probably have to include this guy, this album. What a phenomenal album. 80s, just synonymous with it. massive. I mean, Thriller, these sort of things. The Moonwalks, Billie Jean, just the film clips. Beat It. I used to love that film clip with the Beat It, with the gangs coming into the garage together and, you know, doing their thing. 80's. That has to be in there, whether you like it or not. Bit of Mellencamp, Scarecrow. What a classic 80's album. 85. Ran a Scarecrow, Minutes to Midnight, Small Town, Lonely All Night, Face of the Nation, Between the Laughter and the Tear, ROCK in the USA. You got a stamp or something. What? Brilliant, brilliant 80's album. Mr. Collins, No Jacket Required. Another classic 80's album. Sussudio, Long Way to Go, I Don't Want to Know, One More Night, Billy Don't Lose My Number. I used to love that song. I mean, I love all of them, but that one just always stood out to me. Who Said I Would, Doesn't Anybody Stay Together Anymore, Inside Out, and Take Me Home. Mr. Collins, classic. Sting, The Blue Turtles, The Dream Of, classic 80's again. You know, if you love somebody, set them free. Love in the Seventh Way, Russians, that just stood out to me. I just love the way the lyrics about Oppenheimer's Deadly Toy, about his A-bomb. Hope that the Russians love their children too. Just, I don't know, just sticks with me, and or since it came out and does to this day. That he's playing in the background. We'll Work the Black Seam, Moon Over Bourbon Street, classic. Rattle and Hum, U2, classic 80's album again. There was like a film made about this. There's a few covers all on the Watchtower. There's a Bob Dylan cover as well. Obviously B.B. King with Love Came to Town, Angel of Harlem. What a brilliant album. The movie was not a success, but yeah, just classic album. And I learned this other day that on side 1, you've got this album, just check. There's a little message in the dead wax called We Love You AKL. You probably won't be able to see that. Have a look on your dead wax in side 1, and it says We Love You AKL. I did look up what that meant. It's some lady, maybe some sort of producer that they loved. I can't remember now. Anyway, but that was a classic album. This one doesn't get mentioned enough. Tracy Chapman. What's this? This is just self-titled, isn't it? Man, what a killer album this is. If you haven't heard it, go get it today. Love this. Talking about a revolution, fast car, across the lines, behind the wall. Just so much meaning in the lyrics. Just about life, growing up, hard times, trying to get out of that difficult situations, the rut. I don't think she wanted to really make an album. They really had to chase it for quite a while, and she wanted to keep it quite simple. This is a brilliant, very underrated, non-talked about album. Absolutely love it. Tracy Chapman. These guys, Cheap Trick, synonymous with the 80's as well. This was 88. You know, Let Go, No Mercy, The Flame, Never Had a Lot to Lose, Don't Be Cruel, Wrong Side of Love. What an album. I've got to include an Oils in there because it's a massive Oils fan, and I've gone for 10 to 1. A lot of people show mostly commercial, probably more commercial than the Diesel and Dust, but I did rank these. I can't remember. I think it was number 2 or 3. Love 10 to 1. Just the songs, crikey, throwing them around. Just songs like US Forces, Power of the Passion, Tin Legs, Somebody's Trying to Tell Me Something, And then on the other side, the outside world, only a strong, short memory, read about it. What a classic. 10 to 1. If you don't know that for the oils, check it out. And rounding up is Nirvana's debut. It's a bit of a change in decade, change in styles, the cheesiness going out, a bit more grunge coming in. Brilliant album. Raw Nirvana. Everyone's said it before, but great album. Changing of the guard. Out with the Don Johnsons, and end with the 90s. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Look after yourselves.